Have you ever wondered how a simple piece of paper became the backbone of the global economy? Let's delve into the origins of the US dollar, a currency that would redefine economic interactions worldwide. The story begins in the year 1792 with the introduction of the Coinage Act. This pivotal legislation established the first standardized monetary system in the newly formed United States, introducing a currency that was defined by both gold and silver values. The act set forth a bimetallic standard, meaning that the value of the US dollar was pegged to specific weights of these two precious metals. This system not only facilitated easier trade and economic stability within the country, but also laid a foundational stone for the dollar's future role on the global stage. The implications of such a system were profound, setting a robust framework for economic policies and transactions. It marked the beginning of a journey towards financial ubiquity. So, the journey began in the late 18th century, setting the stage for a financial revolution. Imagine a nation divided, not just by ideology, but also by currency. As the American Civil War raged from 1861 to 1865, the Union and Confederacy were not only battling over territory and freedom, but also grappling with severe financial instability. The war demanded immense resources, leading to an urgent need for a stable and uniform currency. In response, the US government introduced the greenbacks, a revolutionary step in American finance. These were the first paper currency issued directly by the federal government, authorized in 1862. Named for their distinctive green coloring on the reverse side, greenbacks were legal tender notes that helped finance the Union's war efforts without relying on gold or silver reserves. This bold move marked a significant departure from previous monetary practices, where multiple forms of currency circulated, often backed by uncertain bank assets. By issuing greenbacks, the government took control of the national currency supply, setting a precedent for federal involvement in the economy. The Civil War thus not only reshaped the nation but also its currency, paving the way for a unified monetary system. Gold has fascinated humanity for ages, but how did it define the value of the dollar? In the year 1879, the United States formally adopted the gold standard, a pivotal move that linked the value of the dollar directly to gold. This was not merely an economic decision, it was a strategic one, stabilizing the dollar during a period of rapid industrial growth and profound economic transformation. Under the gold standard, each dollar was pegged to a specific amount of gold. This linkage meant that the US currency was perceived as being as stable and reliable as gold itself. Internationally, this enhanced the credibility of the dollar, making it a preferred medium in global trade. Countries around the world began to stockpile dollars as a stable store of value, paving the way for the dollar's dominance in international finance. This era marked a significant shift. The United States emerged as a central player in global economics, influencing international monetary policies and trade agreements. With stability came power, as the dollar began to assert its influence worldwide. In the rubble of World War II, a new economic order emerged, spearheaded by the dollar. As the smoke cleared from the global conflict, delegates from 44 allied nations gathered in July 1944 at the Mount Washington Hotel in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire. Their monumental task: to forge a new financial system that would stabilize the post-war global economy and prevent future economic disasters. The result was the Bretton Woods Agreement, a groundbreaking plan that established the US dollar as the backbone of international trade. The dollar was pegged to gold at a fixed rate of $35 per ounce, and other currencies were pegged to the dollar. This arrangement meant that the US dollar effectively became the world's primary reserve currency. The implications were profound. Countries around the world needed vast reserves of dollars to engage in international trade and manage their economies effectively. Additionally, the conference led to the creation of two pivotal financial institutions: the International Monetary Fund, IMF, and the World Bank. The IMF was tasked with overseeing global monetary cooperation and financial stability, while the World Bank was focused on providing financial and technical assistance to developing countries for development projects that promised to reduce poverty. The establishment of these institutions, along with the dollar's new role, dramatically increased the demand for the US currency. Countries stockpiled dollars to ensure they could engage in international trade and investment, weaving the dollar deeply into the fabric of the global economy. The dollar was no longer just a national currency, but a pivotal element in global economic governance. 1971, the year that forever changed the financial world. In a historic move, President Richard Nixon announced the suspension of the dollar's convertibility into gold. This pivotal decision, widely known as the Nixon shock, marked the end of the Bretton Woods system and a major shift from the gold standard to fiat money. Previously, currencies were valued in terms of gold, but Nixon's declaration unhooked the dollar from this physical constraint, setting the stage for the adoption of floating exchange rates. The immediate aftermath saw currencies fluctuating against each other, based solely on market dynamics, rather than fixed pegs to gold. This introduced a new era of monetary policy, where central banks gained extensive control over their domestic economies through interest rates and money supply adjustments. Global trade experienced both challenges and growth as countries adapted to more volatile exchange rates. This flexibility allowed for quicker adjustments to economic shocks, albeit with increased risks of currency crises. This bold move transformed the dollar into a currency not bound by gold, but by market forces. Today, the dollar does more than just facilitate trade, it wields influence. In the intricate web of global finance, the US dollar stands as a towering pillar. It is not merely a unit of currency, but a pivotal element in international trade, affecting economies worldwide. The dollar holds the prestigious status of the world's primary reserve currency. This means that central banks across the globe hold a significant portion of their reserves in dollars, underscoring its unmatched trust and reliability. One of the most compelling illustrations of the dollar's dominance is its role in the oil markets. Known colloquially as petrodollars, the US dollar is the de facto currency for buying and selling oil internationally. This arrangement not only stabilizes the dollar's value, but also links it closely to the global energy economy. Furthermore, the dollar is the preferred currency for international debt. Nations and corporations outside the United States often issue dollar-denominated bonds. This practice gives issuers access to a broader investment base, while providing investors with security in the world's most liquid currency. However, the throne upon which the dollar sits is not without its challenges. The rise of the euro, the increasing influence of the Chinese yuan, and the advent of digital currencies pose potential shifts in economic power. These factors invite a re-evaluation of the dollar's role in a changing global landscape. From a humble beginning to a towering pinnacle, the journey of the dollar is a testament to its enduring strength and